Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hoopers Lab podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all things basketball. I'm your host, Brody, joined here by my co host, Riley.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I am doing quite. I was gonna say fantastic, but we'll just go with okay. We're trying to be fantastic. I was a little upset when I woke up and found snow on the ground. What the hell is this, bro?
Yeah, not ideal, not ideal, especially for late April. I
Oh,
thought we were out of the woods.
literally
I thought
almost
we
May.
escaped.
What the hell is this, bro?
It was looking good for a while, but I thought we escaped the cold weather, but apparently not. That's what you get for living in
I
Canada, I
was gonna
guess.
say we thought wrong.
Yeah. But playoffs are right around the corner. The play-in has been pretty fun so far. I didn't get to watch the Hawks and Bulls game because
Lucky you.
who cares? And I watched the end of the Sixers Heat game in a bar, and it was not very fun. But the first half was apparently really slow and bad. So
Well, yeah, I had it on while I was working, and like they every time I checked, it was like the end of the second quarter, and it was like 30 something to 40 something. I was like, this game is ass.
yeah. Um, So, we're going to talk about the playoffs. Not all of the playoff matchups have been determined, but I think we can agree that the Celtics and Thunder are going to move on. Um,
Unfortunately, yes.
yeah. So, and the Heat, well, Jimmy Butler might be out for the whole playoffs. We will have to see how that kind of goes. Um, and then between the Kings and Pelicans, who do you think would be a harder matchup for the Thunder?
For the Thunder,
Yeah, because like none of them are gonna win against the Thunder, I don't think. But who do you think would give them a harder time?
I've always thought that the Pelicans play the Thunder really well, but I just think with how physical Sabonis is, he could be a real problem for them, especially with their lack of rebounding.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Um, and then especially with like the Zion injury thing, um, it would suck if they don't even make the playoffs, which it could happen.
I'm The crazy thing is the Pelicans have they've 5-0'd the Kings this year, and I have no
Mhm.
confidence in them winning this game.
Yeah, season series don't really matter, I don't think. Um, we'll talk about that a bit later, but uh, yeah, so we can basically give the Thunder oh yeah, we're doing playoff predictions. I don't know if I said that. One sec.
Are we doing the like how many games too?
Yeah, I think so.
I said
And then
6.
yeah,
I said 6 on the Thunder series for
for whoever. Okay.
whoever they get. I could see 5 though as well, but I think I would be very
Yeah.
surprised if either one went to 7.
Yeah. I'd say 5 or 6 is fair. I'd probably go lean towards 5 if it's the Pelicans, 6 if it's the Kings. Um, just because of the again the Zion and Ingram thing, like what's going on with them. Uh,
They're always
so
crippled.
yeah. So we'll have to see about that. And then the Celtics side, they probably will sweep, honestly. Like if Jimmy's not playing and they play the Heat, and if they play the Bulls, I think that they could sweep.
They could get a game. Maybe not the Bulls,
They-
but the Heat could get a game.
Yeah, they could. So yeah, 4 or 5 for the Celtics, which I don't want the Celtics to go far, man. I'm kind of being a Celtics hater, but
Well, like
trying out.
the thing is, like I feel like Tatum, like I don't want to say deserves a ring, but he's got to like earn it.
Yeah, for sure. I seen this montage of like Tatum during the finals against the Warriors, and bro, he was bad.
I think it was like other
He
than like game one, he was kind of meh the
yeah,
rest of the series.
yeah, but there was just like a compilation of his air balls and his just like bad misses, and it was like, oh God. Um, but the Warriors did play him very well in that
Yeah.
series. What series do you kind of want to talk about first?
Do we want to stick west or go out east?
We could go like the West. 2-7 Nuggets Lakers.
Um, See, this is a polarizing series because
Mhm.
in on one side, the Lakers ran back basically the same team, but that got swept to the Nuggets last year. But on the other hand, the Nuggets only won the series by like what 10 to 20 points or some shit like that. So like it was a close sweep. But
Mhm.
it's hard to say Nuggets in anything less than 6, I would say.
Yeah. I seen this thing on Instagram where it was like, look at the shots that they were making. They're not going to make these shots again. And it was just showing like crazy shots from Jokic and Jamal Murray, which I don't really agree with that. I
That's
think
what
that that's just kind of
that's what
they'll still make those
that's what
shots.
Jokic does, man. Like I It's funny. I He literally does that shit. Like you play pretty good defense on him, and then he basically just like chucks it up, but he still makes it with ease. So like that's just what he does, bro, and it's like crazy.
Yeah. And then same thing with like Jamal Murray. And especially, I don't think the Lakers have a guy that can kind of slow down Jamal Murray, which is key. Like, I think if you're going to stop the Nuggets, you either have to like stop the others or stop Jokic. And I don't think that the Lakers can do either.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. The Lakers do look better than last year just because D'Lo is playing a lot better. Austin Reeves is, pretty good, but I have this series going 5 or 6 for the
yeah,
Nuggets.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. The Nuggets swept the season series. They swept them last year, so they've won their last 7 games against the Lakers. They're 7-0.
yeah.
Um,
And like I don't
so
know. That's
yeah,
the only thing for me. Like I could see the series going 4. I could also like see a small world where this series goes 7. So like it's just like so all over the board. But yeah, the Nuggets
yeah.
do play them really well. What the hell?
Barring injuries, I don't think there's a world where the Nuggets lose this series.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, if there's an injury, then that changes things. And I was looking at the playoffs. Injuries suck, man. I feel like there's a big injury in every series except for this series. Well, and the Magic series, but like all the other series, there's big injuries.
It feels like that almost every year. There's always injuries ruining something, man. Bad injuries from the
Yeah,
league.
yeah. I feel like it's extra bad this year, though. It's like the top two player, like a top two player in most of these series is injured and like questionable.
Yeah,
So that obviously hurts things because you want to see the competitive series. Um, yeah, so Nuggets in 5 or 6, I think that's pretty clear. Not much else to talk about with that series, really, right?
no.
Okay, let's move on to the next series. I think we're gonna disagree on this one. Let's go with the Suns and Timberwolves.
I know a lot of people are picking Suns in this series, and I think I'd say it's gonna be a 6 or 7 game series. I have Timberwolves.
Okay, I have the Suns in 6 or 7. I
Okay.
think this will be a close series. I don't want to pick the Suns. That's the thing. I'm not high on the Suns. I don't really like their team, but playoffs are all about matchups, and I think that the Timberwolves don't match up very well.
That's
Um,
why a lot of people are picking Phoenix as well.
yeah, I think that the Suns can really space out that Timberwolves team and kind of be a mismatch for them. You got like who's Cat gonna guard if he's in this series? Like, who do you put him on? You know?
KD.
Um,
That's the thing with Gobert as well. Because if the Suns
yeah.
decide to go like small, the
Mhm.
and like this might be a little um over the top, but like put KD at the 5 or something.
They
Like
have ran some lineups with KD at
yeah,
the 5.
like at that
I
point
wonder. Yeah.
the Wolves are fucked. Because like what are you gonna do? Put Gobert on KD? Like no, at that point you're looking at obviously KD is a lot better of a player, but you're looking at like Terrence Mann 2.0 because Gobert can't guard the paint if there's no one going to the paint. So, and the Suns already are a mid-range heavy team and like don't attack the basket a lot anyway. So like I feel like Gobert's impact can be very easily not neutralized, but not as impactful as normal. So it sucks too, because like if that is going to happen, like the Gobert hate's gonna reach another peak, man. Especially after coming off a deep boy if he ends up winning it.
Yeah, yeah. But KD has played 9% of his minutes at center this year, so you could definitely run some lineups with him at center. I have seen some lineups with him at center. You could run him, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen as your like 3 to 5,
Yeah,
and just like, yeah, I don't know. I think that also Ant is gonna have some troubles just because he's the only guy really.
yeah. Well, and I really hope like I'm assuming they'll probably give Book the assignment. Um,
For Ant,
yeah, at the
I think
start.
it'll be a lot of double teams
Yeah, but I'm
because
hoping,
Ant isn't
yeah,
really, yeah.
I'm hoping Book can kind of lock in on him.
I think he can, and I think that both of them do a lot of trash talking, and I think that they'll kind of start like a little rivalry. I don't know. I could just see them going at each other.
Yeah, no, but
Um,
that's my thing for the Suns. I really need Devin Booker to show out in all aspects because I feel like Book has been gets a lot of undeserved discredit for whatever reason. And I don't know if it's just because he talks a lot of shit or whatnot, but I feel like a lot of people act like he's not a good playmaker and not a good defender, which is false.
yeah, yeah. But I think that people kind of see Ant as like people love Ant, but then they hate Booker. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that this series kind of balance those scales a bit more.
yep,
Um, because like in the playoffs, in a 7 game series, you can really lock into one guy and kind of game plan around them. And on the Timberwolves right now, the only player that's going to beat you is Anthony Edwards.
yeah,
So like you're gonna let the others um, beat you, and then you're also gonna like allow Anthony Edwards. You're gonna want him to make plays to beat you, and I don't know if his playmaking I don't think is there. So
yeah.
you can kind of expose that.
I think the
Um,
only the counter argument is I don't really feel like the Suns have a way to guard Cat either. Like I don't know. You can throw Nurkic on him as a big body, but like it's not really Cat's game anyways. So like I don't know.
I mean, this is playoff Cat we're talking about. That's the thing. It's like, does it even matter if Cat's in this series? Because he might just shit the bed anyway. It does matter, but like Cat has not had good playoff series. So if he is healthy, or even if he's not, this is big for him because like I don't know. His reputation already isn't great, so if he's coming into it injured, then I feel like that's just not a good recipe.
That's true. I feel like he's had like a decent like he's gotten enough games under his belt to like where he can at least show out a little more than like if he was just coming back from injury.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we'll see. But the Suns have Grayson Allen, who if his shooting continues, then that'll be great. Um, but yeah, this I feel like this series might get a bit ugly just because the Suns in the clutch and the Timberwolves in the clutch have had some challenges this year.
Yeah,
So I feel like we're gonna have a game where like no one can score in the clutch. But I trust the Suns more in this series personally, just because the uncertainty of Cat and then also being able to lock into Anthony Edwards.
that's fair.
And the Suns, I think, are just too much for the Timberwolves to handle and just match up. The Timberwolves don't match up great. So I'd take the Suns in 6 or 7. It's going to be a fun series. And also, Beal's been playing good as of late. So
Yeah, I
that
saw you got a
kind of.
+1 in 2K. I was like, what the hell? They're still doing roster updates at this time?
Yeah, Shea's a 97.
I know. 2K is wild,
The
man.
same as Luca. No,
2K is
he's
wild.
not the same as Luca.
Do you
They really
think
think
if
he's on the same level.
do you think if the Timberwolves lose in the first round this year that they part ways with Cat?
They could.
Because that's
I
been
could
the
definitely.
conversation because of his
Yeah,
contract extension.
the luxury tax, and Jaden McDaniels needs a contract, so that's been a big discussion. I could see it just to get some like, but then again, I don't know. He was at times their best player this
I
season,
know he
and
had
he
a
was
really
an
good
all star.
season, but I don't know. Ant is
We'll
obviously
have to
their
see.
guy for the future, but yeah, I just don't know. Like you can't. I don't know if you can accept that just to be a continuous first round exit. And also,
Yeah.
I really like Jaden McDaniels, but man, they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely did. He is not having the season I think a lot of people thought he would have, and
Well, because
yeah, I don't know.
people were really expecting the offensive leap, and you haven't really seen
I
that.
didn't really see it.
And I don't want
I
to
I
say
kind of
he,
thought people were crazy.
yeah, I don't want to say he's like an overrated defender because he's obviously really good. But I feel like you're always gonna have that edge defensively when you have Rudy Gobert behind you, and it's always gonna be like easier to defend your ass off when you know you have that backline, that elite backline
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. I can definitely agree. I didn't have him on my all defensive teams, but a lot of people did.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think he's really like
I did.
analytics are really nice to him.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, well, yeah, because he plays in front of Gobert. So, I don't know. It is a lot of money though. What is it? Like how much is he making? Like
20,
20,
24?
25?
Yeah, I think it's like 24,
That's
25. And it's still
that
going
is
up.
kind of
So like
crazy.
it's a like compared to
Yeah.
the contract that Herb Jones got, man, like that's he's making almost like double
Yeah. And Herb Jones is better offensively. So, um
defensively.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Say it louder for the people in
Um
the back.
what other series is there? I guess there's really in the West only the Mavericks and Clippers, which again has an injury which is affecting it.
Do we know if Kawhi's out game one officially? Because I saw I hate how like they're being
Uh
so cryptic with it. Like just tell me if he's hurt or just wait until he's cleared or not. Because like
he's
yeah,
questionable.
I saw the Woj update.
He's dealing with knee inflammation,
Yeah,
so he's still
I saw
questionable.
the Shams and Woj update, and they were like, Kawhi is planning to make his return in the series. Like, I'd fucking hope so. Like,
Yeah, it just sucks because like, there were points in the regular season where it looked like they could be the second team in the West,
yeah,
behind the Nuggets and have a chance, but the way that things are looking now, I don't think so. I have the Mavericks winning,
I have the
with or without
I have the
Kawhi.
Mavericks as well. I think it'll still be a close series as these their
Yeah,
series always are. But yeah, I have it going 7 for the Mavs.
yeah. I have it going 7 if Kawhi is healthy. If he's not, I have the Mavericks in 6.
That's fair.
Um, Ty Lue is a really good coach, though, so I think that that will make it a more interesting series, even if Kawhi isn't playing.
He'll definitely mix up
But
his coverages on Luca.
yeah, but did you see what they had? Like they were running scrimmages, and then the
Oh,
opposing
they had
like
the
one team would wear
jerseys.
Luka jerseys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
crazy.
man's Titans. This
How
team.
did they get his jerseys, man? Like that's crazy.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I also worry about Harden and Paul George just because they're due for a playoff stinker every series. So
Every year they're due for a playoff
every
stinker.
year, yeah. And Luca and Kyrie are just so scary to go up against. Like there's literally no stopping
Well,
them.
especially now that they've been
And
like
yeah,
clicking together really well, and like the team as a whole is click. The Gafford pickup was golden. I haven't heard a lot about the PJ Washington pickup. I think he's just been kind of solid.
no, yeah,
But yeah, like since the trade deadline, I guess since they started off a little rough after the trade deadline, um, they've been hooping.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, if the others step up, then they could go on a deep run. I think that's what it really comes down to. Because I think you know what you're getting from Luca and Kyrie. But if those role players really step up, like the role players really helped them in that conference finals run.
Yeah.
So if we see kind of the role players replicate that, this could be scary.
Well, and I think they have the best path to get to at least the conference finals. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I am a bit worried about Derek Lively just because he is a rookie center, and if you're going up against Harden, like he's gonna kill you in the pick and roll.
yeah, I mean the
So
only thing is I think
yeah,
since Gafford's got there, Kidd has been more in favor of Daniel Gafford, which I mean, fair enough. Lively's still a rookie center, and he has been obviously great. Provides a different level of athleticism at the five for Luca, but then you can also mix it up as well. Try out Kaliba at the five. I don't know how much you actually want to do that, but I mean, you
Yeah.
had the option to space it out, and he's still an okay defender. And his elderly age, I think
Yeah.
he's only like 33, acting like he's 80.
If that, he's probably like he's probably like 32. Let me see. He's 32, so his elderly age, yeah. He's in an old folks home right now. Um, but yeah, I just think that Lively's minutes could get cut if
Yeah,
like he's getting just threaded in the pick and roll.
yeah,
And yeah, back to the Clippers. They're probably under the most pressure. Them and the Celtics, I'd say, are under
100%,
the most pressure.
100%.
And if they lose in the first round, like that's gonna be crazy.
If they lose in the first round, Steve Ballmer is gonna cry because he's gonna have to bring in this whole new arena, whole new rebranding of the team.
With the
Might
same vibes.
might not bring back Paul George either. Um, and he has to
Yeah.
enter this new arena coming off of a first round loss with an aging team. Like you're and no future. Like
Yeah.
what is bro selling to
Especially
the
if they
fans?
lose. Yeah, especially if he's selling that you can go to the bathroom and
For,
not have to wait.
for real. There's more bathrooms than
Yeah.
seats, so you don't gotta wait.
Yeah, exactly. That's a wild
How do you even fit that many
that's wild.
fucking bathrooms in there, man?
How does the like yeah, I don't even know. It's crazy. But yeah, that's why like it's weird the Paul George rumors just because like they are moving to a new arena and Paul George has been a big part of like trying to like he's been used in like the jersey, like him in the new jersey. Like I feel like he would be a big part of promoting the new version of the team.
Well, and I thought when they extended Kawhi, the Paul George extension was gonna come right after.
I thought so too, and it's weird that it hasn't. But I just don't see him leaving.
I know
He's at it.
well
He's home.
he wanted to go there so bad. Like it just feels weird to leave to go to Philly. Even though not like Philly's like a bad place other than the fans at times. But I don't know, it just feels so weird because he so badly wanted to get there from Indiana. He basically forced his way to LA and then just to leave a few years later. I mean, I guess if he wants to win, that's what it does, but I don't
I
know.
don't even know if he has that much of a better chance.
I know that's the thing.
Like
Like
I like if you're joining like the 73-9 Warriors, then I could be like, okay, you're leaving home for a team that's basically you're guaranteed to win there.
yeah.
But there's no guarantee if you go to the Sixers. Like the
Well,
Sixers are lose just as much
Well,
in early rounds as the
Embiid
Clippers.
still has yet to make it out of the first round even, or second round even. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be a perfect matchup, perfect, perfect team up.
You have a bad series,
Um,
I have a bad series.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like once you go home, like he's home in LA. I
Yeah,
feel like it'd be hard to leave that unless you're like guaranteed a championship.
yeah.
Um, but speaking of the Sixers, let's move on to the East and talk about the Knicks and Sixers series. Um, I have the Knicks winning,
I really like the Knicks, and yeah, I expect them to pull through.
even without Randall,
Yeah,
which is yeah.
sucks they don't
Um,
have Julius, man. I mean, maybe for better or for worse, because he's a little polarizing at times. But yeah, like it would be just to see them at full strength, would be really cool. Like the fact that I think I predicted maybe not officially, but I remember at the beginning of the year I had them as the three seed, and I feel like most people were expecting them to kind of drop. But yeah, I expected them to get better, and I was not anticipating a two seed, especially with the Bucks though. So yeah, really good season from the Knicks. I expect them to take this series as well. They have just a lot of bodies that they can throw at Embiid. Get all the fouls you want,
mhm.
big boy.
Yeah. I think that the Knicks match up better against Embiid than the Sixers do against Brunson. Like, I don't think that there's really anything the Knicks can do about, or that the Sixers can do about Jalen
I was gonna
Brunson.
say Jalen Brunson's gonna get what he wants this series, which I mean I guess that's basically what he's been doing all season.
Yeah, like, but he's going to see lots of bodies just because Nick Nurse is going to play him like Steph Curry in the 2019 finals.
Yeah.
But even then, like Brunson can make those decisions, and the Knicks are really good, like active off the ball, where they're gonna cut if the double comes.
Yeah.
So I don't really think that the Sixers can stop Brunson, but I think that Embiid, just since he doesn't look like himself right now, and his playoff reputation is kind of looking like it's going to continue. Um, unless Embiid goes like Shaq mode, that's the only reason. That's the only way they have a chance.
Well, and that's the
But
thing, because like Embiid's obviously a bigger guy, but Mitchell Robinson is pretty big too. And I know I'm pretty sure Tibbs has been starting Hartenstein for since Mitchell Robinson's got back anyways. But like I feel like no matter what's like you have Hartenstein, what gets in a foul trouble, whatever you put in Mitchell Robinson. He gets in a foul, you still have Precious Achiuwa. Like you just have so many options to throw at Embiid, and Embiid's already he's 100% playing through he's still hurt obviously. So like
oh, for sure,
you're
yeah,
you're not it's hard to see a super aggressive Embiid come out with this, especially like because I think the we still have yet to see the best version of Philly because they're just going to have a lot of money in the offseason to completely restructure their team around him. So
yeah. Just with the Embiid thing, it really sucks because I want to see a healthy Embiid in the playoffs,
hopefully make it
but
out of
it's just going to be
the
another.
second round.
Yeah, it's just going to be another excuse this year.
Yeah,
It's just that's what it is every year. It's like, oh, he was playing injured. He was playing injured. Well, that's a problem.
yeah.
Like,
It's like you can't fault him for it in cases like this, but like yeah, it's literally the same shit every season.
yeah,
Same shit,
and it's
different
just
smell.
annoying.
Yeah,
What a
I
quote.
think that's a saying. Not a good one, but I think I've heard someone say it before.
Never heard that. That's awful. This is going to be an ugly series, though, just because I think that the Knicks can really slow things down. Um, and I think the Sixers, too, can slow things down. So I think that you can have lots of stinky games where it's like the teams are not shooting well. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
just because you're gonna have those mucket games um where like Embiid's getting doubled and then Brunson's getting doubled.
And I think
DiVincenzo is a big X factor.
yeah, I think Tibbs is okay with that though. But yeah, DiVincenzo, I could see his percentages falling a little bit. If he has a good series though and a good run though, that's obviously great. But yeah, I could see him being a little inconsistent. But yeah,
Yeah. He's also key on the defensive end
yeah,
just because he's probably gonna be the guy to guard Maxi.
Embiid.
So
Yeah,
DiVincenzo on
I
Embiid.
wouldn't be
Get
surprised.
that ginger boy on him.
Tibbs like,
Uh,
all right, Dante, go get him.
yeah. Yeah, I have Knicks in six.
6?
Could,
I'm okay with that.
could be five. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll be. I think Embiid will have one game where he just wills them, and then they'll have a lucky win,
Yeah,
and then that's their two wins.
I can see that. I can
Um,
see that.
yeah, but I could see it going five.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, it's sad because Embiid is one of the best players in our league, but
Would have been
he just
back-to-back
can't.
MVPs.
MVP'd. Yeah. What do you have them in? Five or six?
I'll go. I honestly want to go 5, but I'll go 6. I just feel like even with a hurt Embiid, he'll still give them a run for their money.
Yeah. You could have a Maxi game as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But Tobias, you're not gonna get a Tobias Harris game because he is so bad. Did you see him in uh the play-in game?
What?
He was just doing bad. I don't know. I just seen like I looked back at his misses and he had one where it was like the side of the backboard.
That's what he do. Do you think they'll bring him back? I feel like
No.
I don't know. I feel like money-wise, you can still afford to obviously not for $40 million, but I feel like if you can get him on like a budget 12 to 15 deal, as well as get other pieces around. Unless you get Paul George, at that point you're not going to have any money. But
He's going to the Pistons, man. He's getting one more
oh,
big bag from the
I thought you
Pistons,
meant
I
PG.
swear.
It's like if PG goes
No,
to
no, no, no.
PG goes to the Pistons, bro's got to rethink his life choices.
goes from LA to Detroit. Oh God, that'd be so bad. No, I can see Tobias going to the Pistons.
I was thinking that too. And like every time I do a rebuild, a Pistons rebuild, I see him sitting in free agency and I'm like, no, don't pick him up.
Well, the Pistons need to hit the cap floor anyway,
That's true.
so I think that, and I don't know, I could just see it. Uh, let's move on. Do you want to do Bucks Pacers or Cavs Magic?
We can go in order. We'll go Bucks. Pace out.
Okay, Bucks Pacers. Giannis is out for 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks?
Which you didn't see that report?
No, I just saw he was supposed to miss game one.
I think it was Woj. I think it was Woj or Shams. I thought. Let me see. Shams said that. Shams said Giannis could miss 2 to 4 weeks with his calf injury.
Damn.
Oh,
As
the
of
Bucks
when?
are prepping for.
Bucks
This was 4 hours ago.
Oh, damn.
Wait a second. How did I see this yesterday?
Bucks are prepping for what?
Oh no. Oh no, 19 hours ago.
Okay.
Um, the Bucks are prepping for him to miss the beginning of the series.
Well, if it's 2 weeks, I
Uh,
wouldn't be surprised. I don't. That changes a lot for me actually, because I don't know.
it does change a lot.
Dame's been on a heater, but I mean, at the end of the day, like Dame can get on a heater, but at the end of the day, he hasn't had a typical Dame season. But I don't know. Maybe without Giannis, that kind of reignites a bit more of Portland Dame. I really don't know.
I don't know it. He's gonna have to be Portland Dame.
Yeah,
If he's anything less than Dame time, playoff Dame, then they don't have a chance.
because like the
Like
thing is,
honestly,
you should be as Damian Lillard, especially now that you. What are they? Who are they going to start in place of Giannis? Or who have they been?
has it been Danilo?
I was gonna. Oh, I forgot, didn't even fucking remember he was on the
I sw-
roster.
I swear it's been Gallinari. Um, no, he hasn't started for the Bucks yet. I don't know who they've been starting.
Bobby P.
It might be Bobby. Um, I don't know who. Jay Crowder?
The thing,
Either way, it's not
the
good.
thing is, if you're Dame with Giannis out, you should theoretically have more space on the court. Now, not exactly that it's a good thing because Giannis attracts so much attention in general, but it's the Pacers, and I feel like you should be able to get what you want against the Pacers, whether as a guard especially, whether or not you're having a good series or not. So I want to give the Bucks the benefit of the doubt and say Milwaukee still, but they've struggled against the Pacers in general this year. Um, you know, Pascal and Tyrese have had time to gel, and they've started to kind of get back on track. So I could see that with Giannis being out for a while, I could see the Pacers taking this series back to back. Bucks first round exits would be a massive disappointment.
Yeah, back to back, yeah. I'm taking the Pacers, man. This team, I don't think this Bucks team is they're definitely not the same without Giannis. I just don't trust this team without Giannis at all. Middleton is like, I don't think he's gonna be the championship version we've seen of him. I think that version of him is long gone.
Yeah,
And I don't really like it's so hard to be the sole scorer on a playoff team
yeah,
just because like the teams can really lock in on you. So I think that the same thing's going to happen to Lillard where like the defense is really going to lock in on him,
yeah,
and if he struggles even a little bit, then this team is going to struggle a lot. And
yeah.
I don't trust Doc Rivers at all.
Well, and I
Bill
don't know.
Carlisle, coach,
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
I guess Doc Rivers is too, but
I don't know. I
just
just
like I don't know.
I just feel like this Bucks team, like they don't have that dog in them, man. Like I don't know. Like I could see them just
They
like
really don't.
faltering to the Pacers, even though like yeah, it is easier to lock in on one player defensively, but like the Pacers are still so meh defensively that I feel like you
Yeah.
you should still be able to at least get yours a little bit. But as long as you can like get others going as well and make the right reads when doubles do come, like as a former superstar player, Dame should be able to do that with or without Giannis. But yeah, it's hard without Giannis in the series to take the Bucks, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that Giannis is going to miss I think the first three games at least. So if he misses those games, I could see the Pacers going up 2-1.
Well, then
And
you
then
have home
I'd take
court.
the Pacers in six.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Pacers will win one in their home. And then, yeah. So I think that I could see it going to six. I'd say Pacers in six.
Honestly, if the
Which,
Pacers manage
yeah,
to go up 3-1, don't even bring Giannis back. Let him heal. Don't let him like injure himself further.
that's not going to happen though.
What's the injury?
Like, Giannis, and
That's true.
it's a calf injury.
I guess calf's not as bad, but yeah, I just wouldn't risk any further injury. Like leg stuff is always tough.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I could definitely. I think it's the same. I heard about this. I think it's the same injury
Oh,
KD
KD, yeah,
had in the Rocket series, but um, apparently his like KD's calf injury and his Achilles injury were two separate
yeah.
things. Like they didn't even affect one another. So he was just really
I
unlucky
was gonna
that
say
year. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Pacers win this. I I hope Pascal does good. I think Reese can really break down this Bucks team, and I think that he could just break down Doc Rivers too. I think Doc Rivers is going to be lost with what to do
Doc Rivers
without
is about
Giannis.
to retire from life. Is he signed for more than this season?
I hope not, but he probably is. Um,
Bro, they brought Bro in to make changes to the team and they became worse. Like, how do you do that, man? Come on, bro.
he signed a 4 year,
Oh my
four,
lord.
4 years, man.
I can't believe the Bucks could have got fucking Nick Nurse, man. Like, Jesus
Oh,
Christ, bro.
it is non-guaranteed,
Oh, thank God.
but um, but yeah, they could have had Nick Nurse. This team with Nick Nurse
Instead of
would be crazy.
Adrian Griffin slash Adrian Griffin didn't even have them looking this bad. Like haven't they been below 500 since Doc got there? Or like just right around it?
It
Like
has
that's
been,
insane, man. Like you're a
and
championship
they were the
coach with a
yeah.
championship roster, and you're somehow made the team worse than what looked like dog shit. Like what?
I'm worried about the Bucks, man. They have like no flexibility and no avenues to really get better, and I think that their core is just going to age another year. Like that age has already started to show on guys like
Brooke.
Brook, on
Yeah.
guys like Middleton. Um, so I think that it's really hard for them to get much better,
Yeah.
which is crazy because I had them as like I think I had them winning the championship, like going to the finals preseason because I was like, oh, Dame and Giannis, like
That's the duo. But you even Doc really hasn't been able to unlock it like crazy.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the vibes are off too.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
can
not
agree
the
with that.
same like there's not that same like culture and identity. I don't know. They don't have that same grit on the defensive end.
It's because Drew's
Like
gone.
they were they were the yeah, I guess that's true. Drew was a big part of that more than I thought. Um yeah. And especially yeah, no one's going to be able to stop Reese. Reese is going to break down this team, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, even with how
Um
he's kind of been mediocre, honestly, since like the in-season tournament. Um,
yeah, if he turns back to the in-season tournament, Halliburton, then Pacers are
it's Jover.
definitely gonna win this. Yeah. Um. So yeah, it's crazy, but the Bucks could lose in the first round 2 years in a row.
A
Um,
terrible
and
look.
that's what I predict.
Terrible look.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Bucks have been around for like a
Let's see.
really long time though, which is kind of crazy.
They've been what?
They've been around as a team for like a really long time. It just doesn't like seem like that.
What does that have to do with anything? Like they've been good for a long time, or their franchise has been
Just
around
the
for a long time.
franchise in general has been around for a long time, and like you wouldn't, I don't know, you wouldn't expect that for a team that's been so like meh. Like they got the Kareem years, and that was about it, honestly.
Yeah, it was Kareem, and then big break, and then Giannis.
Literally.
Like sprinkle a little Ray Allen in there, but yeah, they've been kind of a not the best franchise, which is I mean it's hard for a small market team,
Yeah.
but I mean it's the same thing with like the Nuggets. Like before Jokic, like what about the Nuggets? Like there was a couple Dikembe years,
Yeah. That's true.
throw in some David Thompson, but yeah. Um, the final series, Magic Cavs. Um, this series is going to be interesting. I
I
think
think
that
it'll be
this
fun.
will be,
I think it'll be fun.
well, I think it'll be ugly fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like, yeah, I don't know. I could see some stinker games from both sides.
Yeah.
But I think this will be close. The Magic play really scrappy, and they play their hearts out. And I feel like the Cavs are a team that can not
Succumb to
play
that.
with heart and effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have moments where they just like don't try, and they just like I don't know. That's what happened against the Knicks series. I feel like they didn't have like their hearts in it. The
What
lights
was
were too
the
bright.
They didn't get swept last year by the Knicks, did they?
There's no way. I don't think they did.
I just remember that series was
There's
like not
no.
close.
It was. Why can't I find it? Here it is.
Fucking Google.
No, I can't find it. It was a 5 game series.
Okay.
So the Cavs won a game.
Gentleman sweep.
They won the second game, and then they lost the last three. Um, yeah, but
For
really wasn't.
Yeah,
Hmm?
for the Cavs, they need to win this series. Um,
Yeah.
and I could see them like the Magic. I really like the Magic, and I think they're up next, but I could see them losing in six, just because the Cavs are back. The lights shouldn't be as bright this time, and the Cavs need to come out with some pride, and I don't want to say dominate, but they need to convincingly win this series.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing with this series as well is I think that the Magic have the tools to beat the Cavs just because they're kind of the same as that Knicks team from last year
Yeah.
in the sense that like they play with their hearts and they rebound a lot. And I think that that's something that really hurt the Cavs last year.
Which is ironic
So,
because you have two big men.
yeah, I know it's weird. But the Magic are the worst 3-point shooting team in the league, so that definitely works for the Cavs' favor.
And especially
Like they don't really have a guy who can.
like as the
Yeah,
game slows down and locks in the playoffs, I could see that coming into effect, especially with such a young team.
yeah. But if they caught fire, like I don't think it's gonna happen. But there's a world where they catch fire from three, and the Cavs can't handle them
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's really like their big weakness. But the Cavs have good shooters. The Cavs need to hit their threes, and yeah. But defensively, it's gonna be interesting to see Suggs and Donovan Mitchell because um, Suggs has been one of the best perimeter defenders this year. And Donovan Mitchell is supposed to be this big playoff performer, even though last year he wasn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Last
but
year was
where's
very
his like?
disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. I think most people took the Cavs. I know I took the
A
Cavs.
lot of people did. I was rooting for the Knicks hard that series, and after they went up at home, I was like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. But where's Donovan Mitchell's head really going to be at? I think is a big question. Because like if he locks in and becomes playoff Donovan Mitchell, then I think that this team could win this series convincingly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if he's set on playing for the Cavs.
He's
And if the
he's not.
Cavs lose this series, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not. And he says he's like, he's locked in for the team he's playing, but like that words are words. Like obviously say the right thing, but like
Kyrie said the same
we
thing.
know we know you want to go to anywhere but here.
Yeah, honestly. Where are people like saying he's gonna go to if they like I know that
I
people are
feel like
saying that
Miami's been a big one.
Miami, that makes sense, just because they're always they're worse than the Lakers, man.
I know. Them and the Lakers are in every conversation, even if they have no assets.
When people talk about the Lakers and they're like, oh, Lakers fans just always put their guys. They always say that this guy's coming to the Lakers, but then everyone says that like when you become available, you're going to the Heat, but that never happens.
LeBron is
And
kind of
no one
weak.
talks about that.
LeBron is kind of weak, bro. The Lakers, like, he signed like a big extension to stay with LA. That man is a billionaire. Like, if you really wanted a championship team, you could take like a 10, 15, even $20 million pay cut to make the roster better.
Yeah, honest. I mean, you don't care.
He want that bag.
He's gonna. You want that bag, yeah. I don't know, man. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I have the Cavs winning in 6 or 7. I think that there's a world where the Magic win this series, but I think that the Cavs are just gonna. I don't think the Cavs do it again.
Yeah, no, they should and need to win this series. And if they don't, you might as well trade Donovan Mitchell in the offseason.
Honestly, the Magic are gonna play hard, and I think that they're not gonna make it easy. But I think that the Cavs just have too much talent overall, and I think they squeeze it out. I think they win in 6 or 7. So
Yeah,
I'll say 7. I'll say Game 7 in Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell steps up and they take that series.
yeah. If it goes to
Yeah,
a game seven, I could 100% see him like absolutely locking in on a heater.
yeah, we'll see. He'll join the Magic.
Sorry, sorry guys, gotta do what's best for me.
My next chapter. Sorry, Bug. That's still my favorite
I
meme.
know.
Is the Space Jam with Kevin Durant. It's so stupid and old in like context because that's like
That
such
is.
a like
I was gonna say
2017
that
like
that
meme.
is a 2016 meme.
Yeah, but it's just so funny to me. Um, yeah, so I think we have pretty much the same first round predictions, except you have the Bucks still, right? And then I have the what's it called? The God, why am I blanking?
The Pacers?
No,
Wait, what series?
I have the Pacers, you have the Bucks, and then in the West there was one that we
The Timberwolves.
I had the Suns, you have the Timberwolves, yes. Um,
Okay, let's
yeah.
okay. Let's start with the easy series. We'll start. Well, not easy, but like the one we have locked in. The
Oh,
Thunder.
we're doing okay.
Oh, are we?
We're
We
doing
were
full
just doing
predictions.
first round.
Yeah, yeah. No, we could do full. I mean, we don't have to go in depth
I was gonna say
as
we
much just
can
because these are like hypothetical
we can
series.
speed it up on the rest.
I have the Mavericks, bro.
I had the
I
Mavericks as
think
well.
that I think the Thunder are just the inexperience is going to show against Luca. I think Luca is a guy that could really break down a team, as we've seen before.
Yeah,
And yeah, I just don't think that they have the juice. I think that the Mavericks have lots of versatility, lots of different things they could do, and I think the Mavericks would win over the Thunder as of right now
yeah,
if it happened.
yeah. I agree. I think it'd be a close series, but yeah, I think I'd take the Mavericks in probably six.
I take the Mavericks in 6 as well, and then Nuggets.
Nug-
I think
Nuggets versus
win
whoever
against the Suns.
whoever they get, they
Yeah,
they win.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you have the Suns, if you have the Timberwolves, it really doesn't matter.
Celtics could
Nuggets
honestly,
in like 5 or 6.
yeah, Celtics could honestly handle the Cavs, or even if they get the Magic in five again.
Unfortunately, yeah. It just sucks that the East that Giannis got injured
I
and that
know,
Embiid's injured because the Celtics have such an easy route.
I know.
Like they have such an easy route, man. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I think
I would have the Celtics easily.
yeah, and I think I would take the Knicks in. Well, if Giannis is there, I might take the Bucks, and if the Bucks get out of the first round, I might take them. But if it's the Pacers, I'm taking the Knicks in like six, maybe even five.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have the Pacers moving on, and then I have the Knicks going to the conference finals and beating the Pacers. But if the Bucks can somehow beat the Pacers and then Giannis comes back, then it's a different
Yeah,
story.
that
But
changes a lot.
yeah, so it would be Knicks and Celtics in the conference finals, which would be cool to have the Knicks in the conference finals, just because they've been having their success as of recent hasn't been great in the past
Yeah,
in their team history. But if you have a conference finals run with how Jalen Brunson has been, yeah, how he's been like an MVP candidate this year, um, it'd be nice. But the Celtics would handle them convincingly
I
as
would
well,
take
I think.
Celtics in six this series. I think this is like, yeah, I think that's the first series that presents a little bit of challenge to them.
Yeah, yeah. If the Celtics don't convincingly make the finals, then it's honestly disappointing.
Yeah,
Like, there's no series that should go 7. They should not. They should just breeze through the East.
yeah,
They should.
We know Jason
Yeah,
Tatum.
like the most any series should go is 6, and even then it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Um,
Mavericks, Nuggets. I would take Mavs, not Mavs, Nuggets and
okay, I was
Nuggets
like,
and
whoa.
Nuggets and maybe six, maybe seven. I just think Luke. I feel like it would
That's a
be like
six.
a
Yeah.
series there. Luca just puts up like monster numbers, but they still come up
That'd
short.
be so
And it's
fun.
kind of like because
Just them
Jokic,
breaking each other
yeah,
down.
like Jokic treats uh Luca like a little brother. So I just feel like Jokic has to like get him one more year, and then it can be Luca's time.
Yeah, but it's just Jokic has the way better fitting team.
Yeah,
Like, but that would be such a fun series seeing them go back and forth. Like that would just be masterclass after masterclass.
50-point game from Luca,
And
40-point triple double from
yeah,
Jokic.
like and neither team has really um no team can really stop the other person.
Yeah,
No one in the world can stop these players.
yeah.
So them going head to head, like maybe as the two best players in the league.
Not a
You
not
can
a
definitely make the
not a
argument.
bad take.
Yeah, like is Luca second now? Like is it too early to say that?
I
I
mean,
don't really
Giannis
know.
has the jewelry, is all I'll say.
It was a fluke year.
It kind of was, to be
I hate how
honest.
people are no. Who did they beat again? They beat the
Katie's big toe.
oh right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What whatever.
Nuggets
It was
Celtics.
post bubble.
Nuggets Celtics. I would go. I would take Nuggets. That's obviously like a 6-7 game series though. Again, a dogfight series. But yeah, man, the Nuggets are just they're the 2 seed, but they're too good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to go back to back, but I think the Nuggets are locked in.
They weren't
I
against
think
the
I think
Spurs.
that there's
Wemby's him.
hmm?
Wemby's
Oh
him.
yeah, not the Wemby glazing again. It's the off season
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
him.
say, bro's not even in the playoffs and he's still getting the glaze.
That was you who brought him up. Um, but yeah, I do think that the Nuggets can go back to back, and I'd have the Nuggets as well. So we basically have the same playoff predictions,
Sorry,
except the first round we have two different. Um,
sorry, not sorry,
but
Boston. Fuck you.
yeah, honestly, we're so yeah. It kind of sucks that the playoffs are kind of shaping up how they are, just because like we thought that there would be so much parity at the start of the year, just because like we were like, oh, the Cavs could do some things, the Bucks with Dame could really compete, and then even out west we were like, oh, the big three in LA, the Clippers won,
The thing is,
um,
it's
but
honestly
it seems like we're inevitable
the
to have the Celtics Nuggets.
the league like it has parity, but it's honestly like low key fake parity. Cause like obviously the West is super competitive. Like the Pelicans almost had 50 wins and might not even make the playoffs. Um, but like at the end of the day, I feel like most people are still predicting the Nuggets to quite convincingly make it out of the West. And on East, it's in the East, it's the same thing. Like the middle of the pack is decently close. Obviously, the Bucks were disappointing. That was supposed to be like your number two team, but like at the end of the day, it still feels like everyone's easily gonna pick the Celtics. So like, yeah,
Yeah, like there's probably only two contenders in the NBA right now. And when I say contender, I think contender means like if they win a championship, I would not be surprised. And
yeah,
I think if anyone wins other than the Nuggets or Celtics, I would be surprised.
that's not, and that's
Um,
I think that's where like the parity aspect comes in because I don't think that's like completely out of the realm of possibility. I just wouldn't like bet on that.
yeah, I I don't think there's a world where another team wins. I mean, no, there is because injuries are a thing and Luka's a thing. Um,
Luca, he's
but
just that good.
I there's like a 99% chance that it's the Celtics or Nuggets, but then the other 1% is like someone could do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but we'll see. I mean, we say this now, but who knows what could happen. I'm excited. Um, even though your Pelicans are not going to be in it.
Once
You're
that once they lose tonight, I'm converting to a Knicks fan in the play for the playoffs, not forever. Well, maybe. I kind of like the
well,
Knicks.
yeah, that's oh yeah. Yeah, so okay,
Oh,
so we cheer for the Knicks
I was gonna
now.
ask you that as well. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Knicks are my team once the Pelicans lose. But yeah, what's your team once the or I guess what's your team?
See, like, okay, I would say the Bucks because I think that the Bucks are probably like, even though I wouldn't say I'm a fan of just one team, I think the Bucks have always been like a bit above the rest. But who am I cheering for? I haven't really thought about it. Maybe probably in the East, I'd say the Knicks.
In the East, yeah, 100%. Because I feel like that's the only team that's gonna
I
present
love Jalen Brunson.
challenge
Yeah,
to the Celtics too. In the West, if I had to pick a team, we all know it's
Mavericks.
the
Oh,
Mavericks. We
Mavericks.
all know
Yeah,
it's the
it's
Mavericks.
Luca. It's Luca.
I fucking love Luca,
Yeah.
man. Just, not even because he's white. I'm just kidding.
No, no one said this. No one thought that. No one thought that that's the only reason you like him. Um, but yeah, and Kyrie too. Like they have Luca and Kyrie. Like Kyrie has been my favorite player for years.
Since
So
you got into the league.
yeah, he's the reason why I'm into basketball. So like Kyrie and Luca together is just mwah. Um, so yeah. I think that about wraps this episode up of the Hoopers Lab podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, if you're on YouTube, press the like button, subscribe, and comment your own playoff predictions. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can leave us 5 stars. I think you can do that on Apple, maybe not.
Yeah.
But just support the podcast. Um, yeah, that's all for us now, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.
Adios.